If you've tried every technique, you've watched all the videos, you've been consistent with your affirmations, but you still just seem to be stuck, I want to reassure you, you are not broken. And the chances are you've fallen into the same analysis paralysis trap that many others before you have. So what I want to do in today's video is share some thoughts on this topic, as well as give you some practical advice to get yourself unstuck from this space so you can finally get out of analysis paralysis and instead get some of that beginner's luck further on in your journey. So if that's what you feel you need today, if you're stuck and want to get out, then this is the video for you. But before we jump into that, if you need any help from me, whether that's on one-to-one services, exclusive content, some free products, self-study worksheets, or the full Manifest Your Specific Person course, once you've checked out this video, head down to the comment section or the description, because there you'll find the links to my website, where I offer all of those things at such affordable prices. There's no harm in at least having a look, so I urge you to do so. If you end up enjoying this video, which I'm sure you will, drop me a like and a comment to let me know. And of course, subscribe to the channel. And if you haven't, be sure to click that bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. But thank you so much for your valuable time into this video. There's 3 types of analysis paralysis that I see very commonly in this community. Overconsumption of content and techniques and different coaches saying different things. Comparing yourself to other people's success stories and working out what you can do to make yourself that person in your own circumstance, or just simply using it as a negative, they got it, I haven't kind of thing, or feeling like your desire should have come instantly, thus being disappointed when it doesn't quite come instantly. Now, as humans, these are very, very easy traps to fall into, and many people do. I'd be lying if I hadn't said that I've seen other success stories or other coaches' videos doing exceptionally well and thought, how can I do that too? So I'm definitely not, above you in this sense. I'm definitely not on some high horse. This analysis paralysis is an absolute killer. So much so that there's even a parable about it of the horse that died of thirst. And this is the notion of if you put food 50 meters from a horse that way and water 50 meters from a horse that way, and it's both starving and hungry, it would simply die because it stays still, not knowing where to go. It doesn't know whether to get the food first and potentially die of thirst, or to get the water first and potentially die of hunger. So it makes no decision and stays stuck. Not exactly the same as the kind of analysis paralysis I'm speaking of here, but you can at least get an understanding of the comparisons. You have so many different options, so many different things that you're seeing that say so many different things to do, that you're stuck because you're not committing to one or a very select few of them that will actually get you to where you want to be. So you're not stuck because it doesn't work. You're just simply stuck because there's a lack of clarity, and then you're putting lack of clarity on top of the fact that you don't know who to follow, and it's keeping you stuck. Hell, I have people that don't even know what they fully want from their desire. They're like, I want a relationship. And I'm like, okay, great. What does that look like for you? Well, I want them to be loyal. Okay. I think that's a pretty standard thing. What else? What do you absolutely need in this relationship for you to be happy with it? Oh, I actually haven't even thought about it. I suppose I'd really like their mum to like me, or for them to show me off to their family at least. And our calls go like that already. It's the beginnings of it while I'm trying to find out some information in a lot of cases. So many people don't even have the clarity to know where their destination is. And in trying to add on to that, bits of information from that coach, bits of information from that book, bits of information from that Reddit post, some ChatGPT usage over here. And again, all of these different informations from all of these different sources. And they're like, well, I don't even know the destination I'm going, but I'm also trying to ensure that my journey to get there involves biking, as well as busing, as well as taxiing, as well as walking backwards, as well as making sure I do raids on Pokemon Go while I'm doing it. Like, you get what I mean? You see why you would get stuck, because there's so little clarity and direction. And the ironic thing about this as well is this kind of feeling stuck leads people to think they need to know more, they need to do more, they need to get more. So they watch more videos, they do more reading, they put in more time in their routine, despite the fact that it's not a quantity-based thing, but a quality over of the good over the bad based thing, which further accentuates their feelings of being stuck, because when more doesn't work, they don't know what more to do. Do you see the problem? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? But let's get this resolved for you, of course. So what we of course want to do is stop focusing on doing more and learning more. Yes, you can do more and learn more if it's genuinely enjoyable for you, but instead of doing and learning more to ensure you get a result, let's take it back to the core. Manifestation is you becoming internally the version of you who is being, doing, or having that which you desire to be, do, or have. Yes, there is work necessary for this. Yes, you do need to shift some thoughts. Yes, you do need to keep an eye on your thoughts and your state and the choices you make and so on. But doing that doesn't necessarily mean doing more work or forcing yourself to do stuff that you don't want to do. So instead of focusing more on techniques and doing more techniques and so on, let's focus more on regulating ourselves. Instead of us falling apart when we see a success story that has something we want, we regulate. Instead of us feeling anxious and depressed that we don't have a desire, and thus feeling like we need to do more, we regulate. Regulation, in my honest view, will always be such a key part of manifestation. Because we get more of what we are, not what we want. If you're calm, peaceful, happy, doing well, you will get more things to create more calmness, more peace, more happiness, and more doing well. So as a baseline, before you've even added in any techniques, if you can keep up here and in here on a good level, your reality will bring you more of that good level. Then we bring in the manifestation work, and it takes that good level to a more positive, directed, focused level, which brings you more. So when I say regulated, what this means is keeping an eye on your well-being and mental well-being, your physical and mental well-being, and noticing, I'm feeling a bit anxious, let me take some deep breaths. My body feels out of loop, let me release that energy through shaking it out, or EFT tapping, or meditation, or some exercise, or something like that. You're regulating your body's nervous system with the aim to get into the parasympathetic nervous system. A great way to do this is through breath work, breathing into the diaphragm. I spoke on this on either my last video or the one before in more detail, so I urge you to go check it out. But if you can practice being regulated, you'll stop creating so much bad stuff. You'll stop having so many bad thoughts, you'll stop having so many bad feelings, and you'll stop having the urges to take so many bad actions. Now, considering its quality of good over bad, if you have less bad going on, you can do less good and still get the result, which is the direct opposite of overconsumption, which is what is keeping many of you stuck. Hopefully I'm beginning to make sense with where I'm going with all of this. So what I want you to do first is regulate, but of course we also want to ensure that we're taking that positive and doing something with that too. It's all well and good bringing the negative down, but we want to make sure the positive is our dominant state. So what you're going to do for this as a baseline is 5 to 10 minutes in the morning and night of some kind of technique of your choice. If you find that affirmations work great for you, great. If you find visualizations work, great. Whatever works for you. And when doing so, I urge you to do it from an unexpected place. You're not doing it to get something. You're doing it to start the day by reclaiming that you are who you desire to be, and ending the day by reclaiming you are who you desire to be. The release and expectation will help with detachment, which will actually help things flow in because you're not congested and, whoa, stuck again. For 5 to 10 minutes in the morning and night of some kind of technique without any expectation and need, you're just doing it to claim you are that which you desire to be. And then as you go through your day, live your life until your desire comes to mind. When it does, if they're good thoughts, let them play out. If they're neutral thoughts, you can decide whether to regulate or just simply move on to something else. If they're bad thoughts, regulate and then reaffirm, revisualize, and so on, whatever it is that you like to do. Keep it that simple. By doing this, you'll bring the negative down, but you'll also keep the positive topped up, thus making it your dominant state, while doing as little as possible so you don't overconsume, so you don't burn out, so you don't do XYZ thing. As for the comparison towards success stories, if you do begin to feel a negative inclination around them, a negative feeling, try and stop for a moment, take that deep breath again, regulate again, and say to yourself, now they have what I have too. Just reaffirm that you already have it and they've now joined you, and then move on with your day. As far as the expectation for instant results, I feel like this comes in and of itself through feeling stuck. So the beginnings of this video and what I've discussed will hopefully help you overcome this. But if not, when you begin to feel yourself getting congested because you feel like it should have been instant, just remind yourself that everything is working out in your favor, take some deep breaths, and go back to the work that will bring it to you more effectively. If you can do this, if you can keep yourself regulated, keep that negative low, and keep the positive just more than the negative, you don't need to go and watch the next in quantum entanglement video. You don't need to watch the next 7 ways to quantum leap. You don't need to watch the next this one affirmation video. Those videos are great, they provide information. I've posted videos on infinite realities and the right affirmation to use and so on. They're there for the people that want them, but it's not necessary if you can just follow this simple rule of keeping the negative low and keeping the positive above the negative. If you can do that, you're minimizing work while maximizing results, which is in essence what we all want. But I really hope this video has helped. If it has, drop me a like and a comment to let me know. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and be sure to click that bell icon. And of course, if you need any help from me, whether one-to-one, through exclusive content, self-study worksheets, a membership, or the full Manifest Your Specific Person course, head down to the comment section or the description now, because there you'll find the links to my website where I've got all of that. But thank you very much for being here with me today, and I really hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.